Hello guys, we want to thank our proud sponsors Ecotech Solutions. Ecotech Solutions specialise in the repair of laptops, mobile phones and tablets. Use a code FIXIT with Not Just Boxing to get 20% off. Thank you guys.
Thank you to our proud sponsors Amigos. Amigos is one of the best Mexican food places in Portsmouth. Use this code on screen to get 20% off. Cheers.
I'd like to thank our sponsors Manscaped, one of the leading male grooming companies in the world. Please use the code NJB20 to get 20% off. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome to another podcast. We're here with Ashley and Jimmy Peckham. Jimmy Peckham, 2-0 pro now.
2-0 as a professional, mate. Yep.
How's things going, mate?
Not too bad. Looking towards the up, you know.
Always looking towards the upper.
Yeah, 100%. How you boys going anyway, all right?
I'm doing good, thank you, mate. It's good to have you here.
Thank you very much. Nice. Thank you for having me.
Yes, all right, mate. Yeah, so we're saying off air, obviously you lost, 15 kilos for your last fight?
I did, mate. Obviously, lockdown come. I turned professional in 2019.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, and...
When was the lockdown after you turned pro? How many months?
I think it was 2020, wasn't it? I think the
3
lockdown.
months later?
I think so, mate, yeah. Basically, before the lockdown hit, I was in the process of turning professional. So I was still quite chubby. But when we heard lockdown was coming on, we obviously rushed to push the process quicker. So we like to get my licence and get out quick just to have my first fight. So we booked up. I think I had my first fight at middleweight.
What?
At like 70 kilo, yeah. If you go on box rec, my first fight is at 70 kilograms with Luke Middleton. Yeah.
How'd you do?
I done alright. I boxed alright. Obviously, it wasn't in my comfort zone. It was more like you said earlier about the Canelo and Bivol. He was up here, I was down there. You know, it was a bit of a reach disadvantage, but we got the win.
But I guess you'd fight anyone anyway, right?
Listen, that's the way you got to be, mate. And that's the mentality you got to take into the ring. I personally think so. Otherwise, there won't be no point getting in a contact sport, is there?
So when did you start boxing?
From the very start off, when I first had my amateurs. When do you want to know?
What, Maidstone Gurkhas or before that?
No, before that, I was about 9 or 10. My mum took me to Brompton Barracks when I was 9 or 10. And then mother and father split up, sort of thing. And I had to give up. And then mother moved back to Maidstone. So then I went to school, hanging about as you do. Like we said, you see me outside Vinters mucking about and as you do. But went like we said, Maidstone Gurkhas. That was when I first had my first proper amateurs.
When you start taking it seriously and competing?
Well, that was when I started competing. Yeah, at 16. I think I had my first fight was at Maidstone Leisure Centre. Like I said, I only had 2 amateurs. I had one, lost one, and I had a few unlicensed in the process in between that. But
how did you find it at Maidstone Gurkhas?
Yeah, it was good. Like I say, you've been there before, Ash, mate, you said?
Yeah, it's where I started as well.
Yeah, no, he's a nice fella, Jap. Like I say, the language barrier was a bit, when he was cornering me and that, it was a bit thingy, because, where was he? I can't remember where he was. It was Gurkha, yeah, he was Nepalese, of course he was, yeah. But
tough as they come. He's a good coach. I think when you're there and you're disciplined, you keep turning up. Like you soon realise that you come on so much, even without. Like for me, I had a fight after 3 months. Like never had gloves on in my life, and even though I lost on a split, like it was a good gym. I think Jap, the boys there, Ben Chetri.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, mate. It was one of them gyms. You walked in, it was like an old school. It was it was Howdy Walden, wasn't it, on top of Maidstone Town, and when you walk in there, it was literally just a hall, wasn't it? You had to hang the bags up when you wanted to go on the bags, and then it was an old school gym, and the ring weren't a fixed set ring. It was a ring where you had to
little bit of rope.
Yeah, it was a little bit of rope, and it was proper old school.
Mind you, when I was boxing up in Portsmouth, we both started here. As a kid, 8-9-year-olds. Stacey's ABC, one of the most famous gyms in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
But there was 2 ropes. The gym stunk of sweat and
that's what I mean.
And blood tears and
you don't listen. All them good machines, all them things. It don't make a fighter. A fighter, like you say, is in here and in your head. Like if you want it, you're gonna get it. You know. So all them good bags, and don't get me wrong, it's nice to walk in a nice gym, isn't it? And a good thing, feel fresh, feel good, feel fit. But it don't matter if you train in a dungeon, because we used to train before in it was called a place called Sweatbox. When I first started turning pro.
Yeah.
And it was like a dungeon. We used to walk downstairs and literally it was just one ring. I think there's like 3 bags in there. And it was just the smell of damp and mould. If you didn't come out with like something on your chest, then you weren't training hard enough, you know. But
there's something for the old spit and sawdust gyms, isn't there? There's something gritty and something. That's where they can make real champions. You saw Joel Calzaghe. Did you see his gym?
Yeah, like I say, he trained in the shed, didn't he? Really.
He trained in the shed, and then obviously they moved in the last few fights. But something behind it. There's definitely something behind a good old school gym.
100%, mate.
And you just fall in love with the sport anyway.
Well, like I said to people before, you have got to love the sport, but I've always been able to chuck my hands up anyway. I've never really had loads of amateurs and loads of boxing matches, should I say. So I just rough and ready kid and fell into.
But where did you make it up if you didn't have many amateur fights?
Well, you could say that, Ash.
Yeah.
But we was dropping a few names and a few fights just a minute ago before the camera started rolling, weren't we, Ash?
Yeah.
But we don't want to name them now. Basically, like I said, I ain't no well-pronounced amateur. I'm just an old Kansas State kid who can throw his hands about, you know.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people in Maidstone knew of you anyway. Just your name really growing up.
Well, that's like I say. I wasn't a pronoun amateur. It was more
on the streets.
On the cobbles, as they say.
You hear a lot of good fighters sort of go that way anyway as they grow up. Like I think Hagler had a fight growing up, and a lot of Americans back in, like especially in Detroit and stuff. Yeah. It's just how it is. You handle yourself when you're a kid.
Well,
and then you start pursuing boxing. You get disciplined in the gym, and you move on from all of that.
That's the rough street of Maidstone for you, mate, innit? Do you know what I mean? Look how many boys, professional boys, Mason's chucking out at the minute.
There's a lot of talent.
There's quite a few kids coming through the what do you call it? Coming through the ranks, I suppose.
Yeah, all the grassroots in Maidstone. You've got so many good amateurs. Like Westtree, they've got champions coming out of there. You've got obviously Kent Gloves where you're at.
Yeah, that's good gym. That's again. I know, like we was talking about, like an old sawdust spitting gym, but Kent Gloves is one of probably the best gyms in Kent. And like obviously, we you were speaking about earlier, it is like it's got 3 rings up the top.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah, it's got 3 rings at the top. It's got like the 18-foot ring, a 12-foot ring, I think, and like a real small ring as well. But it's got all the top-notch stuff in there as well. It's got all the top gear that you want, all the new bags.
Has it got that Eubank punch machine? You know, the thing on the wall.
Was that the thing where you
the uppercuts?
Yeah. It's got one of them. It's got the spar bars. It's got the right. Honestly, it is a top-notch gym.
Must be good to play around in there. Then you probably live in there, didn't you?
Basically, like I say, when we're training flat out and we're in camp, we're training 2 or 3 times a day. We're up at 4, 5 o'clock running. Then we'll be in the gym from 9, 10 o'clock. Come home, have a bit of food, have a rest. Then about 4, 5 o'clock we meet up again. Then back to the gym again. You know.
Oh. Full time. You're a full-time athlete then. Yeah?
I'm a full-time athlete. I weren't when the lockdown hit. Obviously, when the lockdown hit, I had to go to work. I had to feed my family.
Of course.
There was no thing about that, and I put a few pounds on in the process of the lockdown.
But a lot of people did.
Well, that's like I say, a lot of people did, but I got kicked in the arse sort of thing, and got motivated, and basically pulled myself back round, you know, to get myself back in the gym and start working hard. That's why, like I say, I lost 15 kilo from the 2nd of January this year till the 12th of, just before the 12th of March.
So that's what you did out of lockdown. How much weight did you put on during lockdown?
Come on, mate, I couldn't tell you the truth. I was scared of the scales, to be honest.
Were you really? Oh, yeah, that's a horrible feeling when you're like that, innit? I know that feeling.
Didn't want to step on them through the lockdown, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So,
what do you reckon? 20? 15?
More than likely, probably,
Is it really?
Yeah, more
than
likely.
How did you what motivated you? How did you lose so much weight? And then what time frame did you do that in?
I lost 15 kilo in 8 weeks. Just under 8 weeks, yeah. Well, I don't know what that works out and stuff. It was like 2.5 stone, 3 stone.
You didn't take any tablets or anything?
No, just all natural, straight dieting. See, I had, like I say, when I first started, I had the same nutritionist as, like I say, Lenny. It was Paul O'Neill. I had him at first. We had like our own WhatsApp group going, and he was he'd done all the swab tests. Like he swabbed me, like checked the salt levels and your sodium levels and
Your electrolytes.
all that electrolyte stuff and all that. And believe it or not, it come back and apparently I was lactose intolerant and I was devastated.
No way. Oh, you said you love chocolate.
Yeah, I love chocolate. I love food.
Oh,
I
mate,
just
don't
love
we all?
food.
So what? As soon as you finished your fight, like after your 2-0, that was in Maidstone as well, right?
Yeah, Maidstone Leisure Centre. That was
How was that?
That was good. I boxed a fella called Ricky Leach. He's a well-schooled kid. He's active all the time. Like I say, I know he's a bit of a he's a journeyman, but he's really busy. He knows his stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Tough.
I'm still, he's real tough. He's real tough. I'm still in the learning process of the fighting game at the minute, so to speak. So I'm still in the learning fights, as you say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What would you say your strengths are?
my strengths, running.
Running.
Are you a good runner as well?
Well, I've got little legs, but yeah, I can
Sprints?
heel to toe, should I say. No, my strengths are probably my head movement and my ability to box, you see.
What, not get
You're a
punched?
boxer?
Yeah. Where I'm quite small, I think I'm quite agile. I can get up underneath and I'm quite a good mover. That's personally my opinion, but other people might have, you know.
Well, what is your sort of? You said a runner. What sort of times are you running?
Running, I think we do a 3 mile run. It's like 7.5 minutes.
Per
Like a mile,
That's
like a
pretty
mile,
good.
yeah. So, but that's like a steady pace. Just keep going, you know.
Yeah. And you said you had a lot of street fights back in the day.
Oh, mate, don't.
Right. So I'm not going to go too much into it, but you did that, and now you're a pro. You're a pro athlete.
Yeah.
What's the biggest differences that you see between those sort of fights that you had there and now going into a pro ring and having a fight?
Well, to be honest with you, back then, like I say, my art weren't into nothing. I was just up and about, messing about, like fucking about on the streets and causing havoc, as they say, you know. So I was in the unlicensed scene, doing a couple of bits in the licensed scene. Like I say, my art and soul weren't in it, and Lee Page found me. And that's a lie. I knew my manager, Joe Elfeed, before I knew Lee. Lenny started, obviously me and Lenny grew up together. I knew Lenny for years, and he said, "Why don't you start come training with me and Lee?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know." He's like, "Come try it, mate. Like, you might, do you know what I mean? You might be able to turn over." Because he turned pro in 2018, I turned over in 2019. And yeah, I just started falling in love with it again, you know. But then obviously a kick in the bollocks, the lockdown come. Then obviously, because I had my art and soul set into that. Then that come. Then obviously I had to go to work, feed my family, and
What jobs have you been doing?
I was reinstating, mate, tarmacking on the roads, all nitty gritty stuff.
Hard graft, that isn't
Just
it?
getting dirty, mate, every day, and stinking of diesel, and getting up at R4, 5. Like they say, if you enjoy your work, you never work a day in your life, you know. And don't get me wrong, I'm good at my job. I can lay a bit of time, mate. If anybody wants to drive down, you know, I'm here.
I might call you now, mate. I might
But no, like I say, you never work a day in your life, you know. And that's how I have found boxing.
Would you say Lenny had a big part for that?
Yeah. If them boys didn't pull me in and say, "Look, come on, you got a bit of a talent in, mate. You're gonna waste it. Let's see what you can do." So I keep chucking your hands up on the street. Let's see what you can do in the ring. You know,
completely different, isn't it?
It's
You
completely
see so many hard men on the street who think they're hard men.
exactly.
When they get in the ring, it's completely different.
It's a different
you-
game. It's a different mindset. You got to adapt to the situation and surroundings around you. You know, like I weren't taking it seriously. The serious I've ever took this sport is the beginning of this year. I lost 15 kilo in a matter of 8 or 9 weeks. And if you go on my Instagram, Jimmy Peckham Boxing, you'll see the transformation of in them weeks. You know.
Are you in a
Amazing,
good
mate.
spot now where you've lost the weight and now it's all about learning the craft?
It is, mate. See that first 8 weeks when obviously I boxed that Ricky Leach. That it was literally just because I can box, I can chuck my hands up, and that 8 weeks was just full of losing weight and just.
It wasn't really focusing on...
No, I weren't really focusing on the fighting side of stuff. It was more just getting my weight down, getting a few bits correct, but not. It weren't all like. It was more eating the road, eating the bike, like eating
Just getting the
right,
weight down.
just getting the weight down.
David Goggins stuff.
Yeah, basically, not very pleasing stuff, but
How did you lose the weight? What training were you doing every day, and what diet changes did you have?
To be honest with you, mate, I was doing the meal preps. There's one that I use. I'm not going to say the name because they don't sponsor me. It's a bit out of order, but I might give them a shout out in a minute. But they send me the foods, and to be honest with you, them meal preps did help. They did. I was just having them.
How many calories a day roughly?
I think them meals. I was having breakfast, so I was having like porridge with a bit of peanut butter, and in the daytime, well, like I say, we like going to the cafe after the gym. So after the gym,
What cafe? Are they sponsoring you?
No, they're not sponsoring us, but I like them. They're Pen and Deli up in Penderneath. I do a mean omelette.
They do a really good baguette in there as
Yeah,
well,
they do a mean omelette, mate. Honestly, if you ever passing through Penderneath, Maidstone, go to the Pen and Deli. It is probably one of the best omelettes you get.
Is that what you're going to have after your next fight?
More than likely, yeah. Well, to be honest with you, an egg omelette, well, obviously it's not egg omelette. You just know other way to make an omelette. But yeah,
It's quite healthy.
yeah, but it's not a lot of calories in an omelette altogether, so there's not too bad. So basically, like I say, I'll get up in the morning. If I don't go for a run, I'll have my breakfast, a bit of porridge or with almond milk and nuts and that. And then after the gym, if I don't have an omelette, I'll go back and have my meal preps. That, like I say, they're 500 to 600 calories per pot. So by the time I have just my set 3 meals a day and stop eating before 6 o'clock, that was amazing. Obviously, I train. We leave at 5:30 anyway to go to the gym. So by the time we leave the gym, it's about 9.
Can't eat that late, really.
No, you're not allowed to. Well, you do. You start stacking on loads.
So you were fasting?
You
Like
could
14 hours?
Yeah, basically, you could say that. So from 6 o'clock till 7 o'clock, no food at all. I'm allowed to like have a protein shake when I get in, just to line your bit of stomach. You know what I mean? So you don't feel too. It suppresses the hunger more than anything. Yeah, so it suppresses the hunger more than anything.
So you followed that, and in 8 weeks lost 15 kilos.
Yeah, just followed that, mate, and just graft. To be honest with you, mate, just
and
grafting.
Now you're at your weight. I'm guessing. Do you want to drop weight even more? Or?
Yes, mate. I was 75 kilo when I walked in on Christmas. I boxed at 59 kilo. So that's 76 kilos. Sorry, I weighed in at 59 kilo. Obviously, like I say, I'm not the biggest of fellas. I'm only about 5'2" or 5'3".
Don't say that on Tinder.
Yeah, I won't say that on Tinder.
No, you message me.
But yeah, so I've got the second getting punched on top of the head, you see. So I've got to bring the lads down so I can see them coming instead of keep looking up.
So what weight do you want to box at? Like 54?
I'll be boxing at Bantam, 53.5, 53s, and if I can get down championship weight, flyweight, if I can.
Mate,
Yeah.
what a transformation that'll be. It just shows how much your hard work and dedication shows in that.
It's how much you want it, you know. If you really, really want something, you'll push yourself to get it.
Things as it helps seeing people, because I think you've been in the gym with some top fighters.
Yeah.
Over here, seeing that in how these people are training, how they're dieting, how they're dedicating themselves every day. Is that inspiring you to say, do you know what? This is what I need to do to make weight.
It does, because like I say, iron sharpens iron. You
100%,
see,
yeah.
like in the process of losing this weight, obviously I haven't been fit. I haven't been thinking. I've had some tough spars on the way, you know. But it is all learning, and if you don't learn, you never know, because no one's born knowing everything, mate, are they? You know, and yeah, you got to sort of. It was taking that punishment because it was making me want to do better. Because I was taking the punishment in sparring. I was thinking to myself, I'm better than these kids. Well, in my own head, I'm better than these kids. I shouldn't be, what's the word?
Getting beat up.
Getting beat up, really. Yeah, I shouldn't be taking the punishment I'm taking. And where obviously I was quite a big boy, I couldn't move. And I think my best attributes is my ability and my ability to move. And obviously, where I was a big old boy, it was slowing me down. So yeah, that was driving me to.
To be fair, just looking, you've been facing people bigger than you, and you've been getting through it.
Well, that's
now
the
as
thing.
you get lower to weight.
Well, personally, I think I hold quite acceptable power.
Yeah.
At my weight, and if I can, as Lee says and Chris, if I can bring my power down with the weight, like if I can bring it with me down with the weight, it's going to be. I personally do think I can rock the flyweight scene, the bantamweight scene. You know.
Definitely, yeah. So is your next fight going to be at 53.5? Is that the plan?
Well, I'm looking to be that sort of weight, mate. Yeah. I was meant to be boxing in June, 25th of June, but I, like I said before, I had a bit of an accident, and but like I said, a lump of iron won't keep me down, mate, or stop me, you know. So I won't be boxing on 25th of June now. It'll probably be in June, July, probably be August time. By the time I recover from the injuries, obviously I've got a little bit of an hurt in hand, but that's about it really. So as soon as that sorts itself out, I'll be able to punch again properly. And
You missing the gym, or are you doing other stuff? While you can't punch and stuff?
I'm sort of like on the bike and doing a little bit of running and that still. I'm still keeping on the tick over.
That's good.
Like I say, it was about a week. I was in the gym flat out before that accident happened. But yeah, as soon as that happened, mate, obviously I couldn't do too much, you know. So
yeah. What's your team looking like now with all your training? Have you got strength conditioning? You say you're still
we've got. I haven't got a nutritionist now. No, all I've got is their meal preps, but they are pretty handy. They're pretty good. The strength and conditioning guy, like I say, me and Lenny go to the gym twice a week down Welcome Gym down Maidstone. We go down there and do our strength and conditioning down there and have a plod about the sauna steam after. But like I say, Lenny's got a fella on his phone. The fella in LA.
Oh yes, he does his strength conditioning.
Yeah, and I basically follow the same program that he sets out. So stealing really.
Would you say that helps? Has it helped you with
keep
your power moving down?
Well,
weight?
that's the thing to keep it as like you just said, keeping your power as you drop down the weight. So, but you got to, where it's quite lifting heavy weights, you got to try and not blow up as in a weightlifter, you know, because you want to keep the power. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, keep that explosiveness.
Line. Yeah, keep the power. Keep explosiveness, as you just said.
So when it comes to weightlifting, are you doing different fit? Are you doing like sometimes a heavy session, then a light session with high reps? Are you always alternating?
At the minute, it's like I say, at the minute I'm not doing that. I've had a week off, but last week we was doing like low reps but heavy weights. So it'd be like 3 reps, but like quite
like Olympic weightlifting, or
yeah, you could say that, and like lunges
squat,
and
bench,
things.
deadlift.
Yeah, all that explosive stuff. Like you have a dumbbell on your dumbbell. You have the dumbbell on your back. Barbell. Sorry, the barbell on your back, and then you'd be on your toes. You know what I mean? Constantly jumping like.
Yeah, that's good for your feet too. A lot of people don't train their feet. That's huge. I don't know if you know much about it, but the injuries you can get in your feet.
Well, you can get shin splints. Actually, that's a good story. When I first started training again, when I was overweight, and I started running back on the road, I got plantar fasciitis in my foot, and that was pretty sore.
What is that?
To be honest with you, it's like a muscle or a tendon running through the bottom of your foot. You know, like you've got a heel in your foot, the bend in your foot. It's like a muscle running through there, and obviously when you're overweight, it's not really good to run on road.
Because you've got all that weight.
You've got all that weight, so... But like I say, my trainer Lee, if you're a fighter, he doesn't really recommend running. You see, because you're not training for a marathon, you're training for a fight. So there's different attributes and different ways to train your body instead of just keep running. Running is good because it can keep your weight down. Obviously, it keeps your lungs open. It's a good base fitness. But for personally, I do believe it as well. Now, for fighting, you just got to train.
So many elements in it, isn't it? You need your strength conditioning. You need your sparring.
Of course,
you need loads. You do circuit training. So many different elements you need to be pretty good at to compete at that top level.
You do, mate. You do, and you got to keep your body in tip-top shape as well. If you don't keep it in tip-top shape, then it's going to be a mess. You know, you're not going to be able to perform at your best ability.
So what other cardio did you do when your leg was gone? Was you doing like bike? So when your foot was
injured?
Yeah,
when my foot was injured, really swimming. I was doing quite a bit of swimming. To be honest with you, I got a good physio, Phil. His name is Phil Ireland, I think his name is. He basically, I had 1 or 2 sessions with him, and literally I was back running again. He got magic, to be honest with you. I was like a little Mr. Miyagi on my foot.
It's better than going to a doctor. A lot of people go to doctors and they don't really know what to do.
No,
and you get on the waiting list.
Well, that's the thing. This fellow, he was a world stick fighting champion and a world Muay Thai fighting champion. So back in the day, he's probably been through the wars himself, you know. But
what are they doing with the sticks? Is it like
beating the shit out of
hitting each other with
think.
sticks?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, that ain't a bit of me.
Nah. Stick fighting champion? Is
Yeah,
that
he
in
was-
Thailand or something?
I think so, mate. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about his background in fighting, but yeah, he what the backlash was. I sort of talking to him and that he was a Muay Thai kickboxing champion, like I say, a stick fighting champion out there. I even think his wife was a world champion kickboxer as well, so he knows his stuff, you know. And that's who I've got as a physio.
Are you based locally?
Yeah, he's up Ironworks in Parkwood, Maidstone. He's in now. He's on Facebook. You can get hold of him on now. Yeah, it's quite local. He's in Maidstone.
Nice, man.
Back to your unlicensed fights. Did you have any big hard fights there that you remember? Was there any mismatches that you had, or
Not really. I had a good fight with a fella who used to box out of Westbury. I had a fight with a fella called George Abbott. He lives in Maidstone. I don't know if you remember him from years ago.
I don't know him personally, but I've heard of him.
Yeah, he used to be quite a good amateur. He won the novices and things. I boxed him when unlicensed. I'll probably say he was probably one of the toughest kids I boxed. He was quite tall. Like, same again, see, he was tall. I got sick of getting punched on top of the head.
So you gotta learn to move your head. That's what you're learning from, aren't you?
That's it, mate. That's it.
I guess no one's really tested your chin then, have they? They've just
It's quite hard to hit. So if you can hit it, you'll have to test it. But until then, it ain't been tested properly yet. No.
And we were going back to your style. What would you say your favourite combinations are as a smaller fighter? Because you're trying to get in on taller people. How do you do that?
I like the jab and shab. You see, like the jab and then you run off and then jab again and run off and. That's my
You
sort
got
of style.
quite a good jab, sharp jab.
It's sharp but it's short. You see, so I've got to take a few. As I come in, I've got to.
Gotta get something extended on that, mate. I don't know. If
mate. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I don't know if there's any surgeons out there that can help me out. But yeah,
Brilliant. And then obviously back to all your training now. What do you want to be doing this year? Now you're active and you're fit.
to be honest with you, mate, I haven't like we just spoke. There's no one really. I haven't tested me. No, someone's tested me, but I haven't really tested myself. I want to be pushed to. I do want to be pushed to my limits. I want to know where I can get in the sport. I don't want to be one of these fighters that are having 4-round fights up to my 10th fight. I want to be busy. I want to be pushing on. I want to be because my next fight on June I was going to do my first 6-rounder, and obviously after that I'll be pushing on to my 8s because then you can qualify for the Southerns and your Britishes and things like that.
That's very quick, yeah.
But I don't want to be one of these people that's left behind, you know.
Yeah.
Like I say, I haven't really got a lot of good amateur background. I ain't signed with the big promoters.
Not yet.
Not yet, no. But I will get on that big stage, and when I do, I'm going to prove myself.
Good man.
And
like we were saying with Lenny's podcast, obviously ticket sales isn't a problem.
no, ticket sales. To be honest with you, I'm quite a well-known fellow. I'm known for what I do. Not saying I'm not the best of what I do, but I'm well known for what I do, and it does help sell the tickets. I believe I'm quite a like fella. Probably a lot of people out there that don't, but oh well.
I think with boxing, the discipline that you're doing, that you've got the right mindset right now. I think, like you said, you got your wife and your girlfriend and kids.
Yeah.
You said about how many family? What you got? You got how many kids you got?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I got my wife. Well, my other half. Sorry, Liza, and I got my boy Jimmy, who's 7, and I got a little girl who's coming on 2.
Nice, man.
Montana. So, and looking at them as well, they strive me to do better. They
Motivate.
You want to give them a better life.
Well, like I say, listen, I won't say I had the worst upbringing, but living on a cat's estate, rough and ready, and cutting capers as you do. Just want to, like I say, just get them out of the area, you know. Just if I can show them a better way of living, then I will, you know. Because I didn't really know a good way of living then, but I do now. I got to give that thanks to Mr. Lee Page. He showed me a better way of life.
Well, your coach. That's your coach,
That's
right?
my coach. Yeah.
How
That's
do
what
you
I'm
show you a
saying.
better way of life?
It's like I say, I was a bit of a nuisance growing up, and like I say, I was on the unlicensed scene, just plodding about and just beating bums and just like messing about, really, not really dedicating it. And I can remember it was a Strood show, and it was the first time I see him, and he came up to me and he said, "You got something, mate, you have." He said, "Why don't you knuckle down and like show people what you can do properly? He's like, come train with me and Lenny, and we'll get you going. Do you know what I mean? Get you your pro license, and we'll go from there." And yeah, basically that's now we're here 3 years later.
Amazing. And you can see that with a lot of big fighters, their personalities, you see it in the ring. And I think if he said he saw something in with you that fight, I'm sure your personality, you can see that there's something there. And that's so big in boxing, that personality.
Well, listen, you've got to believe in yourself, mate. There's no point going into any contact sport or any sport, not believing in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you straight away. There's loads of doubters in life. There's loads of people that don't want to see you do well. I've probably got loads.
Yeah.
But striving to prove them wrong is what also makes me want to do better and, like I say, prove them wrong.
You see the most successful boxers or fighters in history, Muhammad Ali, Conor McGregor, all of them an unbelievable belief in themselves.
Yeah, listen, if you
That's the boundaries, that's what you need to succeed at anything in life.
Of course you do, mate. Listen, it's literally like we just said. If there's no belief in yourself, then you're basically done. Because I'm not being funny. No one's gonna make you get up and run in the morning. Mm-hmm. It's alright having someone ringing you up, going, "Yeah, go on, mate, go and run." But if you don't want to go and do that run, then it ain't gonna work, because you're gonna come home and you're gonna eat the crap food, and you're not gonna live the life.
Yeah.
Because
when it gets tough in those fights, which it will.
Yeah, listen, mate.
You either quit or swim, ain't you? And
sink or swim, mate. Sink or swim. Like I say, I haven't really been tested yet, but I want to test myself.
That's good.
I don't want to be one of these fighters that are stuck in 4-round fights till my 10th professional fight, just robbing people of their ticket money. I want to be out there. I want to be known. I want to be like I say. I'll grab any publicity, any fight. Like I say, I haven't got any room to be calling people out. I'm 2-0 as a pro. I'm basically a nobody in the sport yet, but I will show myself yet. But do you know what I mean? I haven't got the room to call anybody out. So at the minute, I'm sticking to the plan, just keeping my head down and just plodding along. Well, not plodding along, but just pushing on.
Why not? I mean, if you get a featherweight and below, I think that'd be great for you.
Yeah.
If it's just staying that dedicated.
Just keeping the weight down.
Keeping the weight down, and then certainly you can do what you want. How many talent is there at that weight? Super bantam.
Well, I'll be bantam. There's a few kids. There's not. To be honest with you, we're looking at towards the flyweight category more than anything.
52,
We're gonna because there's more learning fights up at the higher weights. That's why we're staying at more of the higher weights at the minute. But after that, like I say, once we've had a few learnings, like I say, I'm having my first 6-rounder next fight, and then after that I'll be pushing on to an 8-rounder, I should imagine, and then just after that, obviously be more Christmas time after Christmas, and then I just want to be active and busy and just keep ripping, mate. To be honest with you, and just.
Do you watch much boxing? You
I
fan
do,
of boxing?
I do, mate. I do. I watched that. Did you watch the Canelo last night? Did you?
Watched Canelo fight? Yeah, we saw that.
Did you watch it, Ash, mate?
Quality, mate. Yeah, I've been up since 4 or
No.
3:30. Yeah.
Oh, don't. My little girl's kept me up as well. She woke up and.
Do you want to watch it as well?
No, she didn't want to watch it,
Okay.
but she kept me up.
Yeah.
She had me awake screaming and.
What do you think of the fight?
Good fight. I personally think he's a bit too short for that weight.
He's 5'7", isn't he? 5'7",
Yeah,
5'8".
he's a bit too short for that weight. I think as he's good at an half-inch slip. You see, he's good at that little movement. But I think his arms were just a bit too big, and when he was trying to do that little half-inch slip, he just knew to step on that front foot a little bit and he was just catching him,
Outclassed him, really.
Yeah, I wouldn't say outclassed him.
yeah,
Canelo's an unbelievable
Way too
fighter.
big.
He could retire now. That fight won't phase him.
Yeah.
I think
He
he
wants
wants
a
a rematch. Yeah.
Does he?
He wants a rematch, yeah.
Well,
It'd be interesting.
Well, it's like I say, he's got plenty of money anyway. He don't need no payday. He's a Hall of Famer now, and he's up there.
I think loads of people are saying that Canelo, he looked sluggish. He didn't have that head movement. I think Bivol didn't allow him to do it.
No, he never.
I think he felt Bivol's power and how he was punching. he couldn't do it.
Well, you got to think he jumped up when he first started boxing. I think he was like welter, wasn't he? So you think
he was 15. I think he was even lighter, maybe.
But that's what I mean. You think that's a lot of weight to stack on. And like to fight, because you think he boxed Billy Joe Saunders at middle, was it?
Super middle,
and then obviously he's jumped up to light heavy, is it?
Light heavy, yeah.
So 15 pounds or something? Is it 15?
It's quite a lot.
168 to 175.
Obviously, he's done it properly, isn't he? He's done nutrition properly. He's gonna have the best nutritionist, the best strength and conditioner. He's gonna have the best of everything, isn't he? It's Canelo, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna be well looked after, but
the best Mexican meat as well.
Sure enough, yeah. But like I said, he's a Hall of Famer now, and he's done.
Yeah, he's. But what I love about him is that, as he said, he's a legacy fighter. It's not just about the money. It's about creating that legacy, being the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. Overdoing that, Chavez.
Yeah, Chavez Jr.
Senior.
Senior. Sorry, yeah.
Doing better than what Chavez Senior did. He's certainly getting. If he comes back and he beats Bivol.
Yeah.
And he's even talking about stepping up, facing Usyk.
What, at heavy?
At heavy, yeah, over 1 pound over the cruiserweight weight.
I think after last night, though, that's out of the equation, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a bit too short, you know. I'm not saying he doesn't hold the power at that weight, because he did box a fella at light heavy before, didn't he?
He boxed
Kovalev, that's what I'm saying. So he's been up, he's been down. So he has felt the light heavyweight power, but that fella is a natural light heavyweight.
Yeah.
Like...
Huge.
Canelo had to move up weights.
Canelo's not even a super middleweight. Like when you look at it.
He says he walks around 180.
But like you wouldn't say he's a natural. Like he's chosen to get to the bigger weights for all the big fights. He's cleaned out.
It's like he said on the interview after his fight. He said, "Look, I'm not dodging nobody. Like you just said, he's in it for the legacy fights. He's not in it for the money. He's earned his money now. But like I say, he could retire now and it'd be done. He's had his fights. He's boxed. Who ain't he boxed, really, to be honest?
Who hasn't? But yeah, you're true.
Who ain't he boxed?
They're talking about those those twin brothers, Charlo brothers, and talking about Benavidez, but I don't see no interest in that at the moment. He's obviously going for bigger, better fights.
Well, that Bivol, he said after the fight, didn't he? He said, "Sorry about ruining your
the Golovkin fight, the third one, yeah."
But listen, he got in. Yeah, no, listen, they're two still world class fighters. Where they've already had 2 fights, there'll always be a third spin off of them.
I hope so.
You know, that'll always, don't matter what they do now. If they still wanted to get it on, it'd still happen.
Yeah,
there's still money in that fight. Do you know what I mean? It's Triple G and Canelo, mate.
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Who's your favourite fighter?
Yeah.
My favourite fighter, to be honest, past, present,
right now, whatever.
Probably growing up, probably been Prince Nazim. I liked him. He was
flashy.
He was flashy. Yeah. I liked his style. He was good. Current fighter, personally, I still think Canelo. I do think at the minute he just stands out. Like I say, he's beat everyone. He just stands out. Everybody wants his style. But then saying that, when Mayweather was on top, everybody wanted his style. Everybody wants the winning way, you know. Yeah. And if you're setting pace, then that's obviously which Canelo is. Then he's the man. He's the leader man.
But you need to find your own style.
Of course you do. You find your own, because not everyone's gonna have the same attributes. Not everyone can move the same. Not everyone can punch as hard. Do you know what I mean? No one's identical, because if everyone was, it'd be a boring old world, mate, wouldn't it? You know what I mean?
100%. You're absolutely right, mate. Absolutely right. And obviously you got a traveller background. What do you think of Tyson Fury?
Yeah, mate. I think he's unbelievable. I do think like I say, he said he's done now and he's retired. Yeah. But
do you believe that?
I think he'll have one more fight. But the money that man's earned in boxing, same again, is unbelievable. He's a Hall of Famer now. I personally don't think there's a heavyweight out there that could beat him, to be honest.
Joshua?
His movement, he moves like a welterweight, mate. His movement,
Fury does, yeah.
For a 7-foot fella, mate, he's the way he moves, unbelievable.
Yeah, I agree.
Know, I just don't think that he's got a good lateral movement. I don't think a stiff upper body fighter can. Yeah. Where he's so tall, all he's got to give is that little half a lean, and he's out of the way, you know.
Yeah, that height is so underappreciated, but he uses it really well. And I thought Dillian White would give him a good fight a few weeks ago.
I did. Personally, I did.
Did you go?
I didn't go, no, but I watched it at home, obviously on the telly. I didn't have a bet, but I wish I did because I got the prediction right.
Did you really?
Yeah, I said 6th round.
Uppercut, did you say uppercut?
No, I didn't get the uppercut. I didn't get the punch, but I got...
You'd be a millionaire if you got that right
yeah,
now.
you know, I said from the 5th to 6th round, I said he's just going to walk on the shots. Like I said, same thing again, it's all to do with height. If you've got them long levers, mate, you can keep anyone at bay. You know?
It come out of nowhere, really, too. It was his first clean uppercut he really landed.
Well, it was. He's world class. I say he's world class fighter, mate.
What do you think of his comeback? Just what he's done, losing all that weight, how he boxed Wilder.
He done fantastic, mate. Like I say, he took his opportunities with both hands, and he didn't let it go. You know.
The mindset of that man to lose so much weight. He lost Ricky Hatton 10 stone, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He lost. He's meant to be boxing again as well. Ricky
Against
Hatton.
Barrera, yeah.
I think that's going to be good for Ricky. I think it's.
Well, I'm not saying that he's run out of money or anything like that. But
none of it is run out of money.
No,
I think it's more
legacy again, isn't it?
He got his last fight he lost, didn't he? Against that the one who Cal Brook beat as well. I can't remember who he beat, but
there was a documentary on it, wasn't it?
Yeah, his last fight. So he's obviously come back. He probably wants retribution. And what a way, Barrera, Ricky Hatton. Back in the day, that would have been a cracking fight, wouldn't it?
Good fight. I still think. Well, it's an exhibition match now, so you don't know what they do in them exhibitions, mate. They could be. If they wanted to, they could wear egg cards, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But like,
it's weird how they let people bet on it, even though after time they don't even.
It's not going to be a winner.
Can people bet on it?
No.
It's like the Mike Tyson fight. They were pushing.
Roy Jones, yeah.
They were pushing bets on that, and it was just like it's an exhibition.
It was a draw. It finished a draw though.
It wasn't a draw, though, was it?
It was.
It's just because they made so much money in that fight.
Yeah,
Think about all the bookies that
pay-per-view and. You had to pay to watch it, didn't you?
Yeah. Did you see Mike Tyson take that guy on the airplane as well? That guy was harassing him.
Mate. Well, listen, not being funny.
Someone does that in your premier.
If you're sitting there minding your own business, not being funny, Mike Tyson's tapped anyway, isn't he? Like, do you know what I mean? If you've known a man who's been there and done it, that man's been there and done it. You can't sit there and say...
Tormenting him, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, yeah. I know we sit here and say about our rough upbringings and our rough we've had it and this, that, there and the other, but that man truly had... Well, the stories, I don't know personally, but the stories that you hear and that and the thing, he really did have a rough upbringing. From the age of 14, 15, he was knocking 35, 30-year-old men out, you know?
Wow.
So he's just another one that's unbelievable, isn't he? But like I say, you keep provoking a man like that, what are you going to do? He kept poking him on his shoulder, didn't he? And just, I don't know, he just kept tormenting him.
Yeah, mate, he deserved a slap, but...
Yeah. I don't know if he got locked up for it, did he? I don't know if anything happened.
Tyson didn't get locked up, but that guy had a criminal record before.
Did he?
Yeah, from something.
He weren't British, was he, that fella who done it? Or was he American?
No, I think he's American.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I was about to say, it'd probably be some silly British fella, wasn't it? Boozed up and tapping him on the shoulder, do you know what I mean? We're the only people that's brazen enough to do it, you know?
Until the Russians come along. Do you remember the Euros, when all of the English football fans, where was it, in France? I think we had like thousands of football fans out there doing what we do.
Yeah,
people just getting drunk, causing chaos, and then like all these Russian fans come in and just done all these English. Yeah, it was.
Oh, well.
Did you see that, the video?
No, I did. To be honest with you, I don't really follow football too much.
No,
I'm not really a football fan. To be honest with you,
too much money in football now, isn't there?
Oh well,
so it's ridiculous.
If I could play football, I'd give
it. Do that then,
boxing. You used to play there?
I did used to play. That's what we was talking about earlier, weren't we? Yeah, with MPE. That was. I can't remember if it was Moat Park Estate, was it? What was the...
Yeah, were you good?
I weren't too bad. When I was younger, I was alright, yeah, but a bit wafty now on the old ball, on the old dead pig.
When did you give that up, football?
I was about... To be honest with you, I'll give that up when I started boxing. I was boxing, I was training, because when I started competing properly at 16, and but I was playing football, and I was still in the gym and that, because like I say, I was going to Westries, and I was still like in and out of the gym, you know what I mean? But I didn't want to compete. I weren't really into it.
Yeah.
But like I say, when I got to about 16, that's when obviously I went to Maidstone because my nan literally lives on that road. Literally, you could throw where that shop is over there. That's where my nan lives. away from the Maidstone Gurkhas. So
At least you had dinner ready after.
well, that was it. Like I'll go to Maidstone Gurkhas, I'd do a couple of hours in there or an hour in there, and then my nan would order a Chinese, and I'd go home and have a Chinese. At the time though, when I was about 15, 16, I was built like a chip, so I didn't have to worry about my weight. I could go home, have a Big Mac and chips, and then wake up lighter than what I was, you know.
Wow.
So
The high metabolism back then.
yeah, but now it's all catching up, and like I say, it's terrible.
Mate,
Stay
at
off
least you're
the
training
barbie.
now, though, mate.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
training full time now, so that's
Full time, yeah.
amazing, mate. That's quality.
Well, Jimmy, it's been a pleasure having you on. Is there anything
you
you want to
very
say? Any sponsors you want to shout out?
No, I want to say thank you to obviously my other half for believing in me. Me trainer Chris, me trainer Lee, Kent Gloves for having us, and I want to thank my legs for supporting me, because that's the only support I get.
Top man.
No worries, mate.
Guys, thank you very much
Cheers,
for
mate.
listening. Please like, share, subscribe, and look forward to the next one. Cheers.